In tonight's sleep story, you return to the enchanted forest of Lumenwood, where a soft path leads you beyond the castle, beyond the library, to a small cottage filled with warm light, and a quiet friend named Elinor welcomes you without words, offering rest, stillness, and companionship as you settle into deep and peaceful sleep. Welcome to the Whispering Willow. I'm Diana, and tonight we return once more to the enchanted forest of Lumenwood, a place that always welcomes you gently, just as you are. Tonight, a quiet path will lead you beyond the library and the castle grounds to a small cottage hidden deep among the trees, where a soft light waits in the window, and a gentle soul named Elinor is ready to welcome you home. Before we begin, allow yourself to settle comfortably. Let your shoulders soften, your jaw relax, your hands grow still. There is nowhere you need to be right now, nothing you need to solve, nothing you need to carry. Take a slow, deep breath in and let it go completely. Now gently bring your attention to the surface beneath your hands, feeling the steady support beneath them, and quietly say the word "here." Then bring your awareness softly to your breathing, the slow rise and fall, and quietly say the word "now." Here and now. A simple reminder that in this moment you are safe, supported, and allowed to rest. And anytime your thoughts begin to wander tonight, you can gently return to these words. Here, feeling the surface beneath your fingers, and now, focusing on your breathing. Take another slow breath in, breathing in comfort, breathing out heaviness. And with each slow exhale, allow yourself to drift a little deeper into the quiet, waiting forest of Lumenwood. This is a place that is familiar, safe, and comfortable. Allow yourself to notice the way this forest makes you feel. It is quiet here, but not still. There is an active presence, a sense of life, moving gently all around you. You begin to walk along a familiar path, the ground beneath your feet soft with moss, the trees tall and steady, their branches arching overhead. Light filters through in soft strands. And as you move deeper into the forest, you begin to feel that quiet sense of being known, being welcomed, being accepted without explanation. Along the path, the forest grows quieter in a comforting way, as though the trees themselves are listening beside you. You notice how softly the light moves here. Not quite sunlight, not quite lantern glow, but something warm and living between the branches. The air smells faintly of cedar, moss, and rain-soaked earth. And with each step, the hurried thoughts you carried into this space seem to loosen just a little more, drawing you back to the here and now. At times, you feel the forest is guiding you. Small lantern flowers appearing just where the path bends. Soft strands of light drifting ahead like silent companions. The journey itself becomes part of the resting, the gentle rhythm of footsteps, the hush of leaves overhead, the feeling that there is nowhere else you are meant to be. You pass small hidden things along the way, a stone bridge covered in moss, a sleeping fox beneath fern leaves, tiny lights flickering deep among the roots of ancient trees. And somehow, without needing to notice exactly when it happens, your breathing slows to match the quiet rhythm of the forest. For a while, there is only the path, the soft creak of branches overhead, and the comforting feeling of being carried gently forward. Then you come to a small wooden bridge leading to a familiar copse of trees. In the distance, gentle fairy lights flicker softly. This is the library in the trees, the first place you visited in Lumenwood. It is also where you first met Leora, the library's keeper, a compassionate soul who welcomes visitors with warmth and care. Leora helps people understand that the library is a place where they can release the heaviness they carry. By writing down the thoughts weighing on their hearts, visitors transform those burdens into stories, which are then placed upon the library's many shelves. She gently reminds each person to trust the process, to feel safe in letting go, and to remember that they do not have to carry their struggles alone. You stop at the bridge for a moment, smiling as you remember the peace you felt the night you spent in the library. This is not the place you're meant to be tonight, though. You're certain of it. So, you keep walking. As the library fades softly behind you, you realize you are carrying a little less than before, as though some quiet burden was left safely among its shelves. The forest opens little by little as you continue toward the castle. The trees no longer sheltering quite so closely, as though the path itself knows you are ready for wider skies. The strands of light drift beside you again here, unhurried and patient. like old friends, making certain you never walk alone. Before long, you catch a glimpse of the castle through the trees. This is the home of Malus, the queen of Lumenwood, and the guardian of the forest and all who dwell within it. Partially hidden among the ancient branches, the castle stands with a quiet grace, its presence steady, calm, and watchful. Soft light glows from within its tall windows, like a silent promise that the forest is always being cared for. You smile to yourself, knowing Malus is there and that somehow she can sense your presence as you pass. But tonight, your journey leads you beyond the castle walls. And so, with the comforting feeling of her watchful care lingering in your heart, you continue along the path ahead. The next thing you notice is a fork in the path, a smaller trail branching gently away to the left. It would be easy to miss, as it is quite unremarkable. But you recognize this as the path you're meant to be on tonight. It is a feeling of certainty in your heart. And without hesitation, you turn toward it. This path is quieter, narrower, soft beneath your steps. There are no grand markers here, no placards or signs welcoming you. Yet you are certain that welcome is exactly what you are. You notice small details guiding you along the path. A smooth stone resting at the edge of the path. A branch that curves just slightly as though guiding your way. The air feels warmer here, more enclosed, like a place that has been held for a long time. And as you continue, you begin to notice a soft glow ahead. Through the trees, you see a small cottage, simple yet enough. In fact, everything here feels like just enough. Not too much, not grand like Malus's castle, not expansive like the library in the trees, yet not too small either, simply welcoming and comfortable. This is the feeling you have. The cottage rests deep within a quiet corner of Lumenwood, tucked beneath the shelter of towering silver-barked trees. Warm light glows softly through its round windows, spilling onto a winding, moss-covered path lined with wildflowers and tiny lanterns. Ivy curls gently along the stone walls, and the scent of lavender and cedar lingers in the air. The cottage feels timeless, peaceful, welcoming, and full of quiet wisdom, as though it has been patiently waiting for weary travelers to find their way there. Even from a distance, there is a comforting sense that within its walls, rest and understanding can always be found. You approach quietly, knowing this place has been waiting for you. You reach the door, and it opens gently with recognition and welcome. Standing just inside the door is Elinor, the quiet keeper of the cottage. At first, you notice nothing remarkable about her, nothing grand or dramatic, only a gentle steadiness, the kind that makes you feel immediately at ease. Warm lantern light catches softly in her moss green eyes as she smiles at you. A few wisps of silver brown hair have escaped the loose ribbon at the back of her neck, curling gently around her face. She wears layered clothing in soft woodland colors: sage green, cream, and faded blue. And around her shoulders rests a knitted shawl that looks as though it has been worn many evenings beside the fire. As she steps aside to welcome you in, you catch the faint scent of cedar, rosemary, and lavender. There is flour dusted lightly across her apron, as though she may have been baking only moments before your arrival. A small amber pendant rests at her throat, glinting softly in the firelight when she moves. Nothing about Elinor begs for attention, and yet there is something quietly magical about her presence, as though she belongs to this forest as much as the trees themselves. She offers you a warm smile, soft and steady, and as you step inside, she gently says, "I've been expecting you, child." Inside the cottage, the air is warm, touched with a faint scent of tea and wood smoke. A low fire glows in the hearth, its light flickering gently against the walls. Beside the fire rests a well-worn wooden rocking chair, its soft creaking blending now and then with the crackling flames. Steady, comforting, familiar somehow. There is a small table set with 2 cups and a chair already waiting. She motions for you to take a seat, and you do. She crosses to the hearth and gently adjusts the fire. As she does, a small flame rises just slightly brighter. Then she moves to the table and pours the tea, slowly and carefully placing 1 cup in front of you. And then, taking her seat nearby, she says, "You must be tired, dear. This tea is just the thing to soothe your weary soul." You sit and pick up the cup, allowing its warmth to spread through your hands. As you do, you notice your breath slowing, your body softening. Elinor picks up her own cup and asks softly about your journey through Lumenwood. You take a sip from the delicate teacup, breathing in the fragrant steam. feeling its warmth settle gently within you. And somehow, without fully meaning to, you begin to speak. At first, only simple things. You tell her about the forest path, the lantern flowers, the quiet feeling of the castle in the distance. But after a while, the conversation becomes softer, deeper, more like the quiet unfolding of thoughts you didn't realize you had been carrying. Some things are spoken aloud, and some seem to be understood without words at all. Elinor listens quietly, never hurrying you, never asking for more than you wish to give. Now and then, the soft creak of the rocking chair blends with the flickering firelight. Steady, gentle, like the cottage itself breathing around you. And in the quiet, still space between sentences, you begin to feel something loosening inside of you, like a knot slowly untangling, or a heavy bundle being set down beside the fire. The cottage remains warm and quiet around you, the fire flickering softly, the teacups resting on the table, the steady comfort of someone listening without judgment. And the more the evening settles around you, the lighter you begin to feel. You have no idea how long you've been sitting and talking with Elinor, but all the things you carried with you to this place feel lighter now, as though they have been set down, not taken or removed, simply no longer held. And perhaps some things have disappeared completely, and that lightness allows you to feel how exhausted you have been. The lighter your heart feels, the heavier your eyes grow. Elinor reaches for a soft blanket and places it atop your lap. The weight of it gentle, comforting, grounding. The room grows softer now. The edges blur. The warmth of the fire steady. Your breath slow and even. Elinor says, "Rest now, dear. You're safe here." And you believe her, closing your eyes and sinking into the thick cushions of the chair. She remains nearby. The gentle rocking of her chair, creating a soft, steady rhythm beside the fire. A quiet presence, a steady companion. The faint creak of the chair, the warmth of the blanket wrapped around you, the soft glow of the firelight dancing behind your closed eyes, all of it blending together, softening, glowing more distant. You are warm here, safe here, fully allowed to rest. And as the quiet deepens around you, you begin to drift farther and farther into that peaceful space between waking and dreaming. The cottage fading softly around you, the firelight dimming to a gentle glow, the steady rhythm of the rocking chair carrying you deeper still until there is only warmth, stillness, and rest. As you drift slowly, peacefully into deep and blissful sleep.